This is Saturday Morning Mysteries.
And we're your hosts, Alexis and Grace. Hello, good morning, and welcome back to another episode of Saturday Morning Mysteries, where we are your hosts. I'm Alexis.
I'm Grace.
And today kicks off, I think, our second favorite arc of the year, possibly.
Well, it's our favorite holiday.
It's our favorite holiday. So, but I think our favorite arc is the last arc we maybe did, usually spooky season.
Yes, for sure.
I'm just going to be bold and speak for the both of us right now, Grace. Just stand down.
I think it's I think it's our favorite arc because it's the hardest arc.
Yeah.
And we're the most ridiculous in fitting the puzzle pieces into this arc.
Yes. And so what is that arc for those of you who are either new or, if you haven't read the title of this episode yet, that is our Thanksgiving arc.
Yes. So, although I think we renamed it to our fall arc.
You're right. Our fall arc, because it is, as Grace said, it can be hard to fit the Thanksgiving piece into the puzzle with some of these cartoons. It's like, if there's a leaf falling from a tree, it's fall themed. Therefore, we can cover it during this arc. We're going to do 4 weeks of just cartoon episodes that have to do with fall or Thanksgiving, anything like that. And it'll be fun. We're obviously going to talk about crime and all the goofy shenanigans that go on amidst those quote unquote Thanksgiving fall episodes. But yeah, Grace is up first today since I was last in our spooky season. So I'm going to hand it off to her.
Thank you. Yes, I'm glad we started off by explaining slightly the creative liberties we get to take. These quote unquote rules.
The lack of rules.
For the month of November for us, which are loose and fast and loose,
Yeah.
They're kind of whatever we want. And you know what? Today is no different. I've also fit this puzzle piece questionably into this arc, but I think you're going to see why. Pretty soon why I think this is a Thanksgiving episode, not just a fall episode, but indeed a Thanksgiving episode. And this is season 1, episode 15 of Funky Phantom, entitled The Hairy Scary Houndman.
Okay. Well, let me just say from the jump, I trust your vision. I don't even really know what it is, but I trust it.
Thank you. I need that trust and support for this episode.
And mostly because I'm very excited to hear about Funky Phantom again. It's been too long.
Yes. And, while I go through, I'm going to do a little brief, what's Funky Phantom? Because if you haven't listened to our arc, you're probably like, what the fuck is that show? But, while I'm going through the next, couple paragraphs, be thinking, Alexis, about what are some of the features that Grace loves, that I love about Thanksgiving and traditions that I may or may not have, and you just be brewing for a couple sentences here. So while you think about that, because I know you don't need the reminder about Funky Phantom. Funky Phantom was an arc we did.
Tuning you out now. Go ahead, talk to the audience.
Should I turn my camera off too?
Call me back in. Yeah, call me back in when you're ready for me.
Put me in a separate Zoom room.
Yeah, we
invite me back in.
Go ahead.
Funky Phantom was an arc we did earlier this year. And it follows 3 teens, April, Augie, and Skip, as well as Augie's bulldog, Elmo, as they solve crimes alongside the final members of their gang, one Mudsy and Boo, and they are Revolutionary War ghosts.
It is what it is.
Who during Revolutionary War went into a grandfather clock and died in there, and then these teens woke them back up, and now it's a children's show.
I feel like you created more questions for the folks who aren't familiar with it than answered that.
This is so they go watch that arc.
Oh, good point. Yes, you're right. Go watch that arc to figure out more. Because, that's wild.
And Muzzy is very fabulous, and we love him. So, and this is from the early 70s, I believe it was.
Yeah, 71 or 76?
Yeah, ish. No, I think 71. I think it was before Amazing Chan. So, 71.
Okay, that's right. I was like, one of those 3 shows like that, Amazing Chan and Jabberjaw, was 71 or 76.
I said that confidently. I don't fucking know. Anyways, early 70s.
I trust the vision, Grace. The vision.
You're going to... Good. So...
Oh, no.
We see the reason pretty quickly, this episode of why I think this Thanksgiving episode, because we start off with the gang in their dune buggy, which is their car, on their way somewhere very special. We can tell it's special because little Elmo is even wearing a bow. It is a formal event happening.
Oh,
but
okay.
They're not off to someone's house for Thanksgiving. They're off to something, though, an event, let's say.
Oh,
it does happen every Thanksgiving Day.
Okay.
A very important event, at least if you're me or younger me. And do you have any guesses, Alexis, what this event on Thanksgiving Day perhaps might be that they're headed to with Elmo in a bow?
In a bow, this Thanksgiving Day event that they might be headed to. Well, is it early in the day or is it later?
It's probably one of the first things of the day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think so. So it's Thanksgiving dinner? No. No, it's the Macy's Day, or sorry, trademark, my bad. It's the Thanksgiving Day parade.
Oh, no? The other important thing that's just important to me and younger me and who I am at my core, which is the annual National Dog Show hosted by the American Kennel Club and sponsored by Purina. That's why I paused because I sleep in on Thanksgiving Day and I wake up when the dog show starts. I don't watch the parade anymore.
Okay.
It's the first thing I watch.
I was like, I might need one more clue because I was like, does Grace watch the parade? I don't know. I know she watches the dog show. She doesn't watch football. So I know
she knows it's not football.
I know it's not football. So that wasn't there. It's one of those three things, though.
It's okay. I did lead you astray because of my own personal schedule of, sleeping in and watching when the dog show begins.
And also because is it a dog? Is that what's their pet's name again? I just
Elmo.
Elmo, yeah. He's
a bulldog.
Oh, that's right. So see, now I'm getting in my brain Choo Choo.
He's a shark
from the Amazing Chan.
Oh, the mop?
Yeah, the mop. And I was like, isn't it like an ambiguous animal? Is that really actually eligible for the dog show? I don't know. But
they would have thought so.
See, apparently I need to rewatch our Funky Phantom arc too.
Yeah, damn. Everyone go pause this. Yeah. Go back. Spend the next 10 hours listening to that arc. Then return. Thank you. So I'm going to tell you, Alexis, because, maybe you need this reminder too, a little more about the dog show. Well, during this episode, I'll tell you more about the dog show, but just know that I have watched at least parts of it on Thanksgiving Day since it started airing in 2002 on NBC, which I guess, then that makes sense that the parade is first. I think that's also on NBC, isn't it?
It's literally, it's right after the parade. It's the parade, it's the dog show, and then it's football.
See, I'm just snoozing. I tuned in for one of the three.
Yeah, right in the middle.
Right for lunchtime. So until we get fully into the dog show lore here, let's rejoin our gang on their way to a dog show that our dear Elmo, rocking his giant red bow, is in fact competing in. So he is going to be in the dog show today.
All right, good for him.
Good for him. That mug that Elmo has. Yeah. As a big bulldog. It's going
good for him.
Good for you, Elmo. So Boo, the ghost cat, the ghost cat, is pestering Elmo and giving him a hard time as Skip and Augie are arguing. Classic stage parent level drama. But as they pull up, we see that this is the International Dog Show. Mudsie and Boo go invisible as they pull up, and Augie and Skip get their shit together so they don't embarrass Elmo. Although I think they are feeling very nervous. They're not really being supportive of Elmo in this moment, but April is there being supportive of Elmo and his dog show dreams. But as they pull up in their little loony doony dune buggy, we see a long limo cut them off right in front of them. And the chauffeur opens the door with a slight bow as two men in suits basically looking kind of like butlers, bring another bulldog out from the car who's sitting on a very fancy, like silk green pillow. And from behind the butlers who are carrying the dog comes a clearly very rich lady in a hat and those like fancy theater binocular things.
Yeah.
And I'm like 98% sure, Alexis, that this is the exact same animation from your football episode of Funky Phantom.
Oh my
God. The lady who
God.
got her jewels stolen. Like it's the same cell animation.
Which was the same animation as your Headless Horseman episode of the Scooby-Doo show, remember?
Yes.
Which I'm so glad you said that because I was randomly watching that episode of Scooby-Doo earlier this week for no specific reason at all.
Because we're always on the same page. You needed to see this lady.
And watching it reminded me, oh, hey, didn't they use that same cell animation in that one episode of Funky Phantom? But I can't remember which one. And here we are.
And here it is.
Everybody.
Again.
Go buy your lotto tickets, everyone, because we just had the weirdest serendipity moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was beautiful of us. This is our vision. We love it. It's this lady.
I told you I trust your vision.
You were right too. This lady is our vision.
She's our muse.
This elderly woman
that they keep reusing in every
this rich lady
Hanna-Barbera show.
She's my vision board.
Yeah.
Just her.
Awesome. She keeps popping up in our lives.
Parts of her. It's actually the pictures, the cell animation of her from these 3 episodes with the red tape of like how is this world connected to Scooby-Doo.
It's like the Holy Trinity of this cell animation.
So yes, cool. In this episode, she's going by, we don't know her real name, I guess. It could be anything. But in this episode, it's Lady Alistair. But I don't remember what it was in the other 2 episodes. So, yes, Lady Alistair gets out from the car. I guess for everyone else who hasn't seen those episodes of ours. She's an older woman with the short white hair, dressed to the nines, pearls, et cetera, et cetera. You know she's rich. She's got her nose a little turned up, et cetera, et cetera. So, yes, she gets out of the car and her chauffeur, again, bows to her and wishes her and this fancy dog, whose name's Cromwell, good luck. And Cromwell is also a bulldog who looks exactly like Elmo, but with a green collar instead of a blue collar. So, yes, he is a big yellow bulldog, kind of like the little hunchback situation, little tiny butt and waist, and quite the mug. But as the chauffeur wishes her good luck, Lady Alistair pish-poshes him and waves her hand in his face, saying they don't need luck. Cromwell will win this year like he does every year. So she takes
cheating. I'm kidding.
Wow.
I don't know. It sounds like, hey, if you're that confident going into it, I am. Sorry. I don't trust anybody.
Yeah, you're like, I've seen Lady Alistair too many times. I know what she's fucking up to. You know, she was the victim in the last 2 episodes.
I know, she's literally always the victim. And I was like, I don't trust this lady.
This mopo? No, what, is she a billionaire? Can't trust her.
Yeah.
So this sus old lady takes Cromwell's leash from the butlers and walks past her staff, and she walks past the Funky Phantom gang without a second glance. Even Cromwell, the dog, has his nose or his snout upturned. And Elmo looks worried, seeing Cromwell, clearly again, the standing victor for the last few years. Yeah. But April makes him feel a little better by rightfully calling Lady Alistair and Cromwell snobs. Like, you don't need to worry about them. There's some snobs.
Yeah.
So right before the gang heads into the building for the show, Mudsie pops up and calls them over, saying that he has a bad feeling about the dog show. And of course, everybody thinks he's being dramatic. And I think he's maybe trying to save Elmo's feelings because, you know, Elmo, he's kind of gruff. He's got some stray hairs afoot and about. And, you know, he's not what you picture as dog show material.
Yeah.
But Mudsie insists that there's something funky perhaps going on. And he says, there's danger afoot, a paw even. As we know, Mudsie's fab.
He's fabulous.
However, though, our stage moms, Skip and Augie, know that Elmo needs to get ready for the show. So they ignore Mudsie and they proceed into the building. And as they go inside, Mudsie flips out. He goes invisible again. But we see outside of the building, like beneath like some big windows, down in the bushes, steps our villain, who naturally is in disguise.
Mm-hmm.
Alexis, I don't even
I was like, I cannot wait to hear disguise because of all of the shows we've covered, Funky Phantom, I think, has some of the best villain costumes. So I am excited to hear.
Some of the other villain costumes are fierce. They clearly went to like design school in New York City and then dropped out or something like that. And that's how they became villains.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we quickly learn that this villain is called the Houndman. Okay. And his disguise is as if you were in an underfunded high school play. So you had to make the costume yourself and you're playing a wolf and you only had super glue and enough money to go to the dollar store. It's like
patches of fur just wherever you can fit them.
It's like, yes, it's like a potato sack baggy shirt and pants, like out of like that like burlap material, tan gloves, a mask that like has like the plastic like snout that you would like have, the string that goes around your head with. Just 2 ears like on a headband and then like a fur vest.
I think high school play is too generous, Grace. This is like not even junior high. This is like preschool. This is like, let's get something that we don't mind the students breaking because they're like rambunctious and they're going to break this and we don't want to spend money. Yeah, exactly. That's insane that someone actually thought that this fictional villain thought that's a good costume and that the animators thought like, yeah, this will work. This will really scare the kids watching.
This is so funny that you were like, no, this is elementary school because I 100% in elementary school did like the little kids theater stuff. And we did like, it was not even like the theaters, like they're just going to do a bunch of songs from like various musicals in different costumes. Yeah. And one of them was cats and we all got to dress like cats. And it was literally this. It was like a little belt with a tail and like little ears. And we just like maybe had gloves, probably not.
I love this. Sorry. Okay, another reason for people to buy lottery tickets, because literally the people I went to the Ren Fest with yesterday, we were talking about when remember when Saint X put on cats when we were in high school?
Of course. Of course.
We were just talking about that yesterday.
Right, like Colleen was in it. I think Allie was probably in it.
Abby Bart, like some of our friends and stuff. Yeah, so it came up in conversation and we were like, God, those costumes were something. And then Grace is in here today talking about, we did cats when I was like in pre-K or whatever. Yeah,
the elementary school version.
Yeah. Which actually, see, so that's when it's adorable still. I feel like after junior high, with cheap costumes, cats is not cute anymore. Then it's just creepy.
You need elaborate, which Saint X did have elaborate costumes for sure.
That's true.
It.
They did. Yeah, but there were still some moments where I was like,
this Houndman, though, is on he was like the theater director from the elementary school and was like, what do we got on hand? Great. No, I'm a dog, not a cat.
No, I'm a hound, not a puppy.
I'm a hound. Jellicle hounds, So,
insane, but amazing. Wow.
Yes.
That's great. I can't wait to watch this. I want to Google a picture of him right now, but I am restraining so hard.
It's
okay.
Bad. So the Houndman.
There is no saving that costume.
He got kicked out of the other Funky Phantom villain like gang because they were like, we cannot be seen with you in your janky ass outfit.
No.
And same even like in the Jabberjaw universe also had the fiercest and wildest villains.
That's actually true. I think they had the best.
That's probably the best.
For sure. Yeah.
So Houndman has 2 goons who also are, creeping around the bushes there. And I gotta say, they're not any better than his fit, but they're also like not on theme. They're just like, I don't know, like they'd be like robbers. Like they've got just like
Oh, okay.
tops and like gloves, pants on, a classic kind of scary pillowcase-esque
They're not
mask over
hounds,
their heads.
though.
They're not hounds. They're like,
Okay.
you know what? These are criminals on a budget. Okay.
Yeah.
They would have a whole TikTok channel about how to do crime on a budget.
DIY crime.
Exactly. But the Houndman gets worse because
Oh no.
the goons are like, okay, is everything ready to go? And the Houndman, is like, yes, it's ready. But he doesn't say it like that because it comes off more pirate than growling.
Okay.
But
I'm listening.
Really, you were like, I was out based on the costume, but I'm back in. He like just like really, he doesn't roll his R's. He's like, great. They'll pay a fortune for the ransom.
So he's trying to grr. He's trying to sound like a dog, but he's coming off as Tony the Tiger.
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone in the voiceover studio has nice dogs that don't growl. They've never heard a growl before in their lives.
They don't know what growling sounds like.
Yeah. So, anyways, just keep that in mind every time he does something that he's doing with.
Well, that's him. That's him.
That's happening just in the back of your head of this whole episode. A low growl happening. Mm-hmm. But yes, through the growl, we get that they've got something going on that is going to involve a ransom. Thus, we're going to assume some type of dog napping situation or holding something up, hostages. We're going to find out.
Yeah.
So we go inside the building to the dog show, and everyone's backstage getting ready. Elmo, he's really nervous. He's in like the staging area, getting ready area right next to Cromwell, who's got, full beauty school, getting him ready.
Whole team. He's got a whole team working
glam squad.
Him. Yes.
is helping him out. And April, though, she's being very sweet. She's trying to she's brushing Elmo. She's trying to get him calmed down, hype him up. And we see a bunch of different dogs there too. And someone comments how dogs look like their owners sometimes. And we see kind of a montage of that happening. And Skip laughs and is like, yeah, Augie and Elmo sure look alike, which they take as a compliment because they love each other. And they're also kind of jocks. Yeah. They're like, we do.
With kindness. Yeah. They're like, fuck you, Skip. We do look alike. And I love my dog / owner. So fuck you. You're lonely. You sound lonely.
Do you even have a dog in a dog show? You don't even have anyone. April doesn't even want to date you.
Throw that in there. April's just like, what?
April's just scratching Elmo, brushing him. Huh?
Here's her name. Like, what? Don't drag me into that.
Nothing.
April doesn't even want to date you. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't been arguing about that yet. Or maybe they have. And you just were like,
it's an undercurrent. Yeah, it's implied always.
Mm-hmm.
But someone who is not excited about this show is Boo. If I remind everyone, he is a ghost cat. Him and Elmo are always getting at it. And I don't know if it's he's just jealous. I think he's just jealous of all the attention that Elmo's getting.
Yeah.
But it's extremely mean this time. Elmo usually Boo's usually fucking with Elmo. But Boo, who also can go invisible, he fills up a bucket of water and pours it all over Elmo, which ruins his hair entirely that they had just been working on for the last little bit. Yeah. Cromwell sees this and laughs. Elmo leaps to, butt Cromwell up for laughing at him. But Augie, holds Elmo back. And April snatches Boo. But of course, he goes invisible, but we do see the little feather in his cap. So April did catch him. And they all kind of quietly basically tell Boo to cut the shit. This is important to Elmo and we're here to support Elmo. So GTFO if you're going to be like this, Boo, which is in the right. Boo, that was a jerk move.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they very quickly all three of them, April, Augie, and Skip, get to work, regroom Elmo, get him ready for the show. Yeah. So Elmo and Cromwell get called out together for the show because they're obviously in the same category. They're the same breed. They're throwing dirty glances at each other, but they politely walk up to the judging table and stand in front of the three judges. And first is the obedience test, and they get told to sit. And Cromwell does in a great flourish. And right as Elmo's about to sit, we see motherfucking Boo grab a cactus from somewhere in the building and put it right underneath Elmo, who sits on it and then leaps into the air in pain with a yell, obviously losing points. Yeah, we usually love Boo. Boo is straight up a dick in this episode. Boo is an asshole right now.
Boo is always like a little mischievous. Yeah. But like, yeah, this is another level. Cruel. It sounds like,
This is mean. So now they get told to stand, and Cromwell does. He stands back up so they can see the full length of him. And Elmo, needing to, get those points back, he stands up and then he does a handstand on just one little paw pad, which impresses the judges. They're all nodding. They're like, okay, yeah. We said stand, and you said, let me show you standing.
Oh, stand? How about handstand?
Handstand, paw stand. But again, motherfucking Boo rips the rug out from underneath Elmo, making him topple to the ground. So just as the points go to Cromwell yet again, all of the lights in the building go out.
Ooh.
And in one of the big windows, we hear howling, and we see the outline of what's meant to be a wolf, but we know it's a really, really shitty, maybe even middle school, elementary school play outfit of a man standing, howling, his shadow, including paws up.
Oh, God, I have like 5,000 thoughts. Could you imagine the silhouette of that? Like the shadow of that, where it just looks like someone like in a cardboard kind of cutout suit with like random patches of fur coming out. It doesn't look
like
at all like
not even a cardboard cutout. You just see it's not even like he's on all fours. He's just standing.
Yeah. And it's like boxy.
Yes, everyone's like, this is a man.
That's a man. Is he okay? Does he need help?
Yeah, we see that he has 10 fingers. But he's rolled up to look like paws. They're fists. He has fists.
Legs. He has feet. I can see his boots. He's wearing
I don't even think he has a tail. He didn't even put a tail on.
Is that like a cone on his nose? Is that the, you can see like the lines on his face
on the string
holding it back. Yeah.
Sir, are you the mascot for the dog show? What's up? So yes, but beneath the howls, we do hear a ruckus, lots of barking from all around from real dogs, and a lot of things being knocked over. And
chaos.
We see, as the lights go back on, Lady Alistair running out onto the show floor and screaming that Cromwell is gone. And in his place, like out on the show floor, is a note saying that, yes, Cromwell has been dognapped and that Lady Alistair must send $100,000 or she'll never see Cromwell again. Side note, it doesn't say where to send the money to. It just says send $100K. And it's signed the Houndman. And yes, there's a paw print next to the signature. Yes.
So it'd be like was at the arts and crafts store and he saw all this stuff. He's like, okay, I only have $2 more, so I can't go harder on the costume. But what if I buy this paw print stamp pad?
There's a stamp.
It's just like a cute little stamp.
Yeah, because it's not like the size of anything. It's just like a little bloop. So, yeah.
And actually, if the paw was actually proportional to the size of this man who would
be the whole page.
It would be exactly. But it's just a cute little paw print after the Houndman, and also that he can write, but for some reason he still has to put his paw print to sign it, even though he can write this whole ransom.
But also, because I will say, in the ruckus, you see the goons running around. He's like, I gotta leave somewhat of a trail for the police, and then I'll cut it off to leave the mystery. He's just on the floor doing the paw print stamp, like on his
Like
way
crawls
out.
down while the goons are diverting the attention and
Yeah, he's like
everything.
doing the paw print stamp to like lead the police outside of the.
Trail.
That's what I
It's
mean, that
clearly
little
like
trail.
blue ink.
There's like a
Okay.
little trail leading out of the building.
Yeah. Like, its paws are abnormally small and they're also blue.
Blue?
Oh my
Interesting.
God.
There's like a
This guy.
10-year-old there who's able to be like, I have that same stamp. Look.
See, I brought it with me for the dog show.
It's a stamp. She
Like
gets
fits the
arrested.
same size. Yeah. All right, we're bringing you in for questioning, little girl.
We're gonna have to confiscate that stamp as evidence.
Yeah. Ugh.
So yes,
This guy,
those
he's
are
a genius. Oh man, I'm scared of him. I'm scared of him.
Oh, he's so stupid. He's genius. That's when you know you got to be scared
It's
because then
exactly. It's
then you know he's
beyond
got
my.
nothing to lose. You know,
Yes. Yeah.
it's the scariest of
Putting it
them
all
all.
on the line. Okay.
So
Tell me more
just
about
as
this Hound Man.
just as Lady Alistair is about to faint because this is all just too much, we hear a yes. If my dogs
Sorry.
went missing, no,
It is
actually,
her dog. That's true.
no, if my dogs went missing, you know, I'd go John Wick.
Oh
Fully.
yeah, I know. Full out. Like, oh my God,
You
you and
would,
Justin, I would be scared. I would be
yeah,
so
next time
scared.
you see me, you wouldn't.
I'd be like, well, damn, I'm never going to see Grace again, or like 30 other people on this planet that she's about to unalive.
However many it takes.
Yeah. Oh my God. Grace somehow becomes
Anyways,
bulletproof overnight. Anyways, yeah.
it's
So,
the love of my dogs that make me bulletproof. Anyways, Lady Alistair, I guess, doesn't love them that much, so she's not immediately murdering everyone.
No. All right.
But anyways, as she's
So
about
many
to
tears.
faint, we hear a bark. We hear a bark from underneath the judge's table, and we see a bulldog walk out, and we see a green collar, which is Cromwell's collar. So we realize it's Cromwell. He's fine.
Yeah.
That's when we realize that this Houndman didn't take Cromwell. But as you probably assumed from the moment I said they look just like each other,
I forgot.
there was a switcheroo, and instead they took Elmo. So
what? The owner now is probably like, oh, well, bye then. He just takes Cromwell and leaves.
Oh, 100K. This sounds like a you problem now.
Sorry. Hope you kids have $100,000.
I hope you're not poor. Bye. Wait, she looks them up and down. Looks like you are.
Good luck with that. Oh,
but
gosh.
before we see Lady Alistair's reaction here, we're going to pause so I can tell you about the National Dog Show.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
Please.
So I'm not going to fully get into like dog show ethics or pet shows because I think it's very complicated. I don't want PETA to come after us. And I mean, they already come after us for everything. We're talking about a ghost cat. They probably fucking hate us because of that.
Yeah, right. We talked about a talking shark, and they're like, oh, how dare they assume that sharks are equal to people and can be hurt.
And who knows what it is. Anyways, I'm going to focus instead on why this has a connection to Thanksgiving and some fun facts. So, the National Dog Show is one of 3 major dog shows in the U.S., and the other 2 big ones being the AKC National Championship, which is the American Kennel Club, and the Westminster Dog Show. But this one began way back. This is the National Dog Show. Yeah. This one started in 1876, which is crazy.
Wow.
And ran until 1927. They had a couple years, laying low. I don't know why I didn't look into it. And then in 1933, it came back, and it has run every single year since then. So it traditionally was the 3rd to last week in November. And it started being aired on NBC on the the like kind of the Thanksgiving Day lineup. According to Wikipedia, because it was inspired, basically the people behind the dog show were inspired by the 2000 movie Best in Show, which I don't know if you've ever seen.
I have not actually ever seen that.
It
No.
is like a completely like sophomoric, ridiculous, like I think it might have like Eugene Levy and like maybe
Okay.
Jennifer Coolidge in it. Like it's like
Oh,
a
okay.
star-studded cast of like absolutely fucking ridiculous, inappropriate, probably aged horribly.
Yeah.
Movie. That was a big movie back then, I guess.
Yeah.
And basically it was like, oh, people now know about dog shows and like people saw this movie. We got to get on prime time, baby.
Hmm.
And its success in this like Thanksgiving Day lineup slot specifically is because, and like why NBC was so excited about it is because it's a family focused day, all of the stuff that's
Mm-hmm.
on NBC. And because dogs are considered part of the family so
Yep.
often, it was like this immediate hit. And so, yeah, since 2002, it's been on there forever.
Yes.
So now, importantly, while
2002. That's crazy.
or
Sorry.
2000, yeah,
2002.
2002. Yeah, so we were 10
Yeah.
when it
It
started
seemed,
airing, and
yeah, I
that's when
feel
little
like it
Grace
was
started watching.
even before then, but yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, I know. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I remember watching it like
My whole
always.
life. Yeah. But I
But
also hardly remember what I had for breakfast like yesterday. So it's like,
exactly,
did
truly.
life begin at 10? Probably.
I mean, to me, to little
Age
Grace,
10.
yes.
Yes.
In this moment, yes.
Yeah.
So yes. Now, while importantly, the dogs oftentimes so dogs and dog shows will, and it's kind of similar to like horse racing horses, like they
Mhm.
have like really fucking stupid like registered names that usually have to do with like the pedigree, like their breeding line, because only purebreds can get in, like compete in the show, which we're obviously not going to
Yeah.
get into. That's
A
soapbox for me
whole other
about
thing.
purebreds.
Yeah.
But they also have call names, which are like the normal names that they're called, like what you would just normally name your dog.
Yeah. Reese.
So I'm going to tell you about some of their names because they're so cute. Some of
Mhm.
my favorites since 2002 of some of the winners. So we've got 2003 named, it's a Doberman. And I love Dobermans. Every
Aw.
Doberman I've ever met is just a big old dope. And this one I imagine is no less because its name is Raisin. We
Aw,
love
little
Raisin.
raisin brain. He's so
Uh-huh.
cute.
Yes, exactly.
So cute. I love
So
Dobermans too.
2004 is a smooth fox terrier named Gracie.
Well, that one's
Obviously
close
a
to heart.
winner.
Yes.
Yes. 2007, a real standout name. It's an Australian Shepherd named
Ooh.
Swizzle, which is
Oh,
cute.
hell yeah. You go, Swizzle.
Yes. Yep. Very 2007.
Yeah.
So in 2018, we have a Whippet named Whiskey, which is
The
a nice
Whippet. Nice.
alliteration. And
That's,
I love
yeah.
Whippets.
Whippets are
Haley, my
adorable.
next door neighbor growing up, had a Whippet. So I love
Oh,
Whippets
did she?
very much.
Oh, they're so
Uh-huh.
cute.
So, and oh shit, I didn't write down the year for this one, sorry. But even though the name is boring, we're gonna shout out the Scottish Deerhound named Claire because she's an icon because she was the first to win 2 consecutive years in a row in the show's entire history.
Oh,
So
wow.
Claire slays. And
Wow.
in 2023, there was I don't know how to say this type of terrier, but Sealyham Terrier named Stash because he
Oh.
has a giant mustache. Like one of those,
Oh,
like almost like how
yeah,
like
like
schnauzers have like a lot terriers have like little
like the
beard
handlebar
mustache.
type things, and they're just all
Yes.
scruffy. Yeah,
Yep. So that's
adorable.
Stash. So yes. We're not sponsored by the National Dog Show, but I did a lot of work for them right there. So if anyone knows someone at
Yeah,
NBC,
how
tell
to
them to
get
call me
sponsored by them?
to get.
Yeah.
Oh no, I just want backstage passes to meet all the dogs
Oh,
for us.
I feel like if they sponsored us, that would be included in the deal.
Yeah.
I would
So
hope.
call me.
That would be, of all the sponsorships we've joked about on this show, that would easily be the best one.
Yeah, that'd be the best perks, but also the one that they would immediately fire us from because I'm full adopt, don't shop. And they would be like, get the fuck
Oh,
out.
yeah, yeah, no,
Yeah,
get out
they
of
would be
here.
like, you
Sorry.
can't be here.
You would turn into the PETA activist. You would sneak in. They like give you special access, and then you like pull out your soapbox, and you're like, "Adopt, don't." Immediately get dragged out.
But then I'm like the small text beneath that is, but all dogs are good dogs. I love your dogs. Can I pet them, please?
Yeah.
Just because I don't agree with you doesn't mean I don't agree with your dog.
Yeah, these dogs are still here and they're awesome though.
And I love them all. Please, can I pet them? So anyways, back to Elmo, who's gone. The gang
by the way,
starts freaking out. I will say the dog show, everything gets put on pause until they figure out this whole dog napped situation. Good. And Boo, and I will say Lady Alistair is just like, oh no, like this is bad. Like I think she's the one who's like, everybody stop. We must find this dog. So, I don't see her writing a check, but I guess there's nowhere to send that. So like, what are you going to do with it?
Good point. That's true.
Yes.
She doesn't know where to go.
Yeah. So Boo starts making kind of like a bunch of weird noises near the gang, still kind of invisible. And so they're turning to Boo basically to be like, Boo, shut the fuck up. Like you're in the doghouse right now. But they notice that Boo is actually pointing over towards a closet door backstage at the dog show. And so Muddy goes in there, obviously like blink in and out of existence. And Augie runs up. If Augie had a gun, he'd go John Wick. He rips open the door, ready to. Fair. Yes, it's his dog. Yeah. Augie is ready to throw. Augie is ready to be violent this episode, which again, relatable content. Same.
Approved.
So he runs up to the door, like ready to fight, but Muddy flings open the door first before Augie can like run in and pummel him, to reveal that the back of the closet is entirely blown out, leading to a system of tunnels underneath this building. So they, of course, follow these tunnels unquestioningly. And it just eventually leads them back into the city, like back into like a back alley in one of the cities that they're in. But as the gang, this is happening like simultaneously, as the gang is like winding through these tunnels, we see what's going on in that alleyway that they're about to pop out into. And it's the two goons put Elmo basically in like a giant like potato sack. Again, how do you make his costume? Potato sack. What are they kidnapping? Dog napping in? Potato sack.
Potato sacks. They're cheap. It's what he can afford.
Exactly. DIY, baby. You have extra materials from your costume? Make it into a mask. Make it into a kidnapping sack. Whatever. Dog napping sack. So they leap into the back seat of a car that the Houndman is driving. And once they're in, they like peel away out of the alleyway. And Boo at this point is able to run out there first, like right as this car peels out. And so Boo, thinking quickly or stupidly, jumps into the trunk of the car because, he can kind of just like be invisible.
Oh, yeah.
So he jumps right in. Just as moments later, Muddy whips into the alley with the Looney Dooney. He went and got the Looney Dooney and like pulled it around because he just flipped into it. And the gang jumps into the road, trying to now track this car that they saw peel out. The car that they assume has Elmo and now Boo. And two things happen in the getaway car as they drive away. So first is that Elmo gets out of the bag he's been thrashing and immediately attacks the Houndman as he drives.
Oh,
like a good boy, causing him to swerve across the entire road, like left and right. Like Elmo was like, at him. Just being a good boy. Until the goons are able to grab Elmo and stuff him back into the bag and tie it tight. Of course, the Houndman is like, we got to get there faster. Like, we're taking a shortcut. Like, this is dangerous. Like, keep them tight back there. So they book it even faster. The second thing that happens is that Boo, who is in the trunk, pops the trunk just ever so much and is throwing things out onto the road from the trunk, which Skip, April, Augie, and Muddy see and realize it's Boo leaving them a trail to follow.
Oh.
Yeah. So at first I was like, what the fuck, Boo? But yes, he's leaving a little trail so that they can follow him.
Aw.
So, yes,
Wait,
I think he's
oh,
trying to
that's
make
so
up
cute,
for,
actually.
yeah,
Yeah. He was like, no, I was just joking before, guys. Of course I love
yeah.
Elmo.
He's
He hopped
like,
right in there. He's like, nope, we're going on a trip.
yep,
Find
Boo
me,
starts
guys.
off bad, and then he realizes his wrongdoing and that he loves Elmo,
Hmm.
and now he's risking it for the
Yeah.
biscuit, you know?
I
Even though
think
he's already
in
dead, so
reality,
what's the
Boo's
risk?
like, well, if Elmo's not here, I have no one to fuck with. So
Yeah,
we got to
like, I
get
don't,
Elmo
you guys
back.
are boring, and
Yeah.
I've been stuck with Muzzy for so long. I'm over him. We were tight in there together.
Yes.
So, yes, the Looney Dooney follows this trail all the way to a giant closed gate where Boo is waiting for them on
Hmm.
the like outside of the gate, basically being like, yep, they're in there. But
Hmm.
this fence is huge, and they notice it is also an electric fence.
Great.
Inside the fence, we find the goons and the houndman inside, taking their dog out of the bag. And this is when the houndman finally gets a full look at the bulldog, Elmo, because before it was just, being attacked by him.
Hmm.
And he realizes the houndman is like, this isn't Cromwell. It's some other bulldog, you idiots. I was too busy stamping the floor, and this is what you did. You had one job, take Cromwell. I had like 10 jobs.
Yeah,
Howl.
right.
Write a
Make
letter.
this
Stamp the
costume.
letter. Make my
Yeah.
costume. You guys have pillowcases
Put
over
my
your
little
heads.
paw prints
Do
throughout
my
the arena.
Vince. Lead a wild goose chase, and you guys had to take one
Driving the
dog.
getaway car.
Yes. And you had one job to take a dog, and you took the wrong goddamn dog.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
But his yelling and chastising the goons gets interrupted by an alarm going off. And they
Mm.
see that they have like a little security room, the goons and the houndmen do, that the gang has tried and got through the electric fence via, a series of ridiculous shenanigans.
Yeah.
So we see one of the goons grab basically like a giant like tranquilizer bazooka gun. Like it's like a full like missile looking tranquilizer. And
That
he
they blew their budget on that. That's why the
I know
costumes are
they're
so
like this one
shitty.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, this is the dollar store. It didn't have a cheap one. We had to spend it all in here. And he runs into the yard to shoot at them. And
Mm.
Elmo takes advantage of this distraction to actually jump at one of the goons. Oh, sorry, I think it's the houndman or basically one of the goons stayed behind. But Elmo takes advantage and jumps at the goon and bites him literally on the ass, and tries to take the time to run. But he and the goon get into a tussle. The houndman oversees this and grabs sleeping gas and sprays Elmo with it, who promptly passes out. So again, they probably spent the money in the right place, which is the
Yeah.
weapons,
The
not the
weapons. I'm
costume.
like the
But
costume's not super important, but it could have been
but
better.
it could
Just,
have been scarier.
just two women's opinions, but whatever.
Which who even cares about those, Nobody.
Days.
My dogs do. Anyways,
Yeah.
we see the houndman scoop him up and run outside, where we see kind of the rest of this gated property. And it is full of other dogs.
Mm.
Like it is at best a kennel, at worst like a breeding
Like a puppy farm.
puppy mill
Oh
situation.
yeah.
It's like
Yikes.
rows and rows of dogs. Elmo gets put in the
I do
rows
not
of
like to see it.
just other bulldogs. Again, hashtag adopt
So
don't
it is
shop.
all types of different dogs. They're like categorized though.
They're
They have a system.
categorized.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
mill is probably the right word to
Yeah.
use.
So we don't love
I
this
know. We hate this
situation. We
actually.
actually fucking hate this situation. The Houndman
Yes.
we made fun of him because I knew how evil he was, and he deserves to be made fun
Good.
of and absolutely
Yeah.
shamed for his shitty costume.
Even if he was a good person, I would still make fun of his
Yeah, I mean,
horrible costume,
either way, I would make
probably.
fun
I
of him. But now
mean,
he
yeah, it's
extra deserved
now I
it.
just hate him. Yeah.
Yes, rightfully so.
Great.
So the Houndman tosses Elmo still asleep into one of the kettles and slams it shut and locks it. And our guy with the bazooka isn't having very much luck either. He takes aim at the gang who are starting to like run through like this compound, but good old Mudsie, he blips up right in front of this goon with the bazooka in full ghost mode, aka like looking fucking crazy, doing crazy movements, screaming. Of course, naturally, this goon is terrified, drops the gun, and sprints away. He says goodbye real quick.
I give up. This is not worth it. I'm already not getting paid enough.
Yeah, exactly. I already kind of hate my job. But
yes,
Mudsie knows this guy's evil too. He's not letting him off easy. Because as this first goon runs and finds goon number 2, Mudsie follows them, grabs a nearby hose invisibly, and wraps them up entirely in it, like completely stopping them. They're like back to back, like tied together.
Yeah.
To, at the very least, slow them down for a little bit, if not trap them. Meanwhile, Skip, Augie, and April find these rows of dogs, and specifically the bulldogs, all in their cages. And they're like, oh shit, there's like so many dogs here. Like, how are we ever going to find Elmo? Augie like does his little whistle to like find his dog. But of course, every single dog in the fucking place starts barking because a person just whistled.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's like going one by one, being like, where's my dog? And smartly, though, Boo is like, okay, you just shouting, like it's all of the dogs are so riled up. Boo knows how to find Elmo quicker. So Boo like goes down the line of dogs, invisible except for the red feather that he wears or that she wears.
Yeah.
And none of the dogs obviously are clocking a random feather floating through the air. But Elmo, of course,
knows.
Does, because he's been traumatized and taunted by this feather.
He starts freaking out, actually, when he sees it. He's like cold sweat, panicking, like, oh my God, no, Boo's going to kill me. Boo's going to kill me.
Yeah. Exactly. So, yes, Elmo, who's now awake now, sees the red feather and starts barking like crazy at the feather, which, of course, it indicates to the gang, like, great, Boo, good job. He knew how to find Elmo quicker because he can also run faster than all the humans. Boo. Exactly.
Boy, I forget. I think girl.
I know. I keep going back and forth.
I think they go back and forth in the show too.
Exactly. Yeah. Boo is Boo. So they break Elmo out of jail here.
Nice.
And as they're all about to book it, because I'm like, you see that maybe you're gonna go get authorities and shut down this puppy mill. But like there's
that was my question.
So many dogs here who need help.
Yeah.
But Elmo, he's on the same page as you and I, Alexis. He finds the, quote, master gate control, unquote, and rips that sucker right open, right as the goons and the Houndmans round the corner. And all of the dogs in the compound are freed in this moment.
God. Oh, my God.
And yes, as you can imagine, they all immediately run after, these 3.
Good.
Specifically,
good
they
boys,
first.
Good boys and girls.
Exactly. Good doggies.
Good. Give them all the treats.
Yep. They immediately corner the 2 goons. Skip and Augie are like us cheering for all these good boys and girls in like the chaos that's happening. But they realize someone's not cheering with them because she's not there. That's right. They've lost April.
No, at first I thought it was going to be Boo, and then I was like, nope, somebody got kidnapped.
Nope, who do they never fucking know, even though they're so in love with her, who do they never notice is gone? April. Always also getting kidnapped.
Even though they're so like, really, are you?
Are you? You don't even notice that she got freaking kidnapped in this chaos.
And then they're going to wait for her to figure out how to get unkidnapped, probably, because they're stupid boys that can't operate on their own.
Every one brain cell between the 2. They're the reason of this.
Aw, Raisin.
Just a good boy.
Yeah.
So we immediately hear Houndman over the PA system, because of course there's a PA system, and he got away, because again, he like sacrificed the goons to these other dogs, announcing that he took April. And we see her like up on a roof of one of like the buildings, surrounded by like some, type of like wolf, German shepherd looking dogs who are barking and growling at her, aka she can't get down because she's afraid she'll be attacked. But I will say, points to April because she's actually sad, and her sentiment is basically like, I know you're good boys and girls down there. Like, I'm just like kind of scared. Like, it's not basically, she's like, I know you're acting like this because of the Houndman. And like, she feels really bad for these dogs. And she like also wants to free these dogs. And I'm like, oh, April, yes, you go, girl.
Yeah, this is a nurture issue, not a nature issue.
Exactly. Thank you. So, alas, our ghostly hero, though, steps up to the plate to save her. Because, yeah, Skip and Augie weren't doing fucking shit to save her. As
April,
always.
How do we save you?
Wait, where is she? It's the really big compound. April, over the 100 of dogs barking and howling.
Right. They can't even hear themselves yelling.
Exactly. So, yes, our hero, our ghostly hero, Mudsie, just pops onto the roof and scoops April up. Boo, mid-air, like jumps in front of all the dogs and starts like yowling at them and hissing, which scares these big scary dogs because again, they don't know what they're doing. They were just raised in a bad environment, and so they all run away. And so our other hero of the day, Elmo, who we cut back to, he was actually not only let all the dogs free, but he led the troops, aka the other dogs, against the goons, and now is turning his attention to the Houndman, who the Houndman sneaks up behind him, and Elmo turns and immediately bites him, sending this Houndman fully spinning, starting to run away because now all of the dogs are turning on him, trying to bite him.
Yeah.
Sending him right into one of the kennels, which, of course, they slam the door behind. Mudsie, actually, right before they slammed the door, had got the two goons and who, again, were cornered by the dogs and chucks them inside this kennel as well. And then, just to be extra, our squad tows this kennel all the way back to the dog show. Which, granted, that's where the cops are, and we get to unmask them now.
Don't have to be. They could be called the cops in one place
to where the evidence was.
Instead of totally fucking up this crime scene, turning the entire city into a crime scene by dragging this criminal through the city streets.
Yeah, anyways, I mean, hopefully they called like SPCA or Best Friends or something to like get all these dogs adopted out, and so that's who's there now.
They just like leave the doors open and like all the dogs are running free. We're gonna go turn this guy into the cops.
Yeah, we're gonna go drag him away.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yes, we get to unmask now. The Houndman and the goons, because yes, they had masks on, if you recall, the whole time. And look, I'm not gonna make you. Yeah, they had their faces were covered. That's what we'll say. They had something on their face obscuring us from view. Let's say that. So, do you want to try and figure out who it is? There's like no one else in this episode.
Yeah, I mean, the only other character that we for real met was Lady, what was her name?
Alistair.
Alistair. I was like, not
close.
Alicent, right? Alicent Hightower. No. Lady Alistair. But I don't think it was her. This is gonna be a crazy guess, but with how wild this show is, I wouldn't be surprised if it's right. But I'm just gonna guess that it's like the judges of this thing or something, because I assume there were 3 judges and there were 2 goons and the houndsman. I don't know how they would have maneuvered it, but I have no clue because we literally met no one.
That would have been funnier if it was that.
Yeah.
But in an interesting twist and turn of events that I have some wild speculation about.
Okay.
It actually was the 2 butlers and chauffeur of Lady Alistair at the beginning.
I forgot about them. And also, why would it be them?
Here's the thing, is that she is absolutely shocked by this information. We learn that they knew she was obviously fucking rich. They worked for her, and that they were like, she's going to pay this ransom. My real quick, wild speculation is that it was about to be a real Aristocats situation here.
Yes.
Where she was going to leave everything to Cromwell and also possibly all of her other bulldogs.
Yeah.
It's like still unclear whether she owned that property that all those bulldogs were being kept at by the Houndman. Like, was she involved in that?
How did they get access to this place? Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I don't think so. I think she was, just going through other unethical means of having these show dogs. But either way, I think that, yes, she was going to leave all of her money to Cromwell and they were pissed about it. And so instead they were going to start getting her money or something like that, which as a total side note, people actually do that. Like, they like, I can't remember her first name, but like, her nickname was like the bitch of New York or something like that. Like back in the 80s, like Hemsley, Lorna Hemsley or something like that, who was this like absolute like hotelier, millionaire, maybe billionaire, married to also a very rich guy. I think he was a billionaire who was like an absolute tyrant in her hotels, blah, blah, blah. Eventually did some, tax fraud out in Connecticut, classic rich person shit. Got caught for it. And then once that happened, everyone came out of the woodworks about like, her abuse as a boss, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, after she went to jail, because she only went for a little bit of time, because obviously she's rich, in the end, she like left her millions of dollars to her dog. And also she donated at the end to a lot of dog rescues and stuff, which is very lovely. But yes, it was like wild because she like left all this money to her dog instead of her like estranged family. And they talked about it. They're like, oh yeah. And then like she had to hire like a dog like caretaker who got also some of the money in order to spend it on the dog. And I'm like, is the lawyer checking that this person's not just like giving the dog like shitty kibble and then like fucking going to Europe?
Probably.
Like, I don't know.
Probably.
I'd bring the dog with me to Europe.
If a lady is that rich to like, have all those assets to give to anyone, they probably paid a trustee enough or an executor
to check
or whatever
in.
Enough to like check in and like,
exactly.
Like, this lady paid me millions of dollars. This is my only job for the rest of my life.
I'm gonna make sure this dog is living lavish. Has gold leaf on their steak every day.
Yeah.
So anyways,
there were kickbacks there too or something. And then, which,
who's
the corruption could run deep. We don't know.
I mean, look at who the boss was. Anyways, R.I.P. I think she's dead. Whatever. I mean, obviously she left all the money. So anyways, I think this was about to be that situation. Thus, the butler and the butlers and the chauffeur were like, not today. Say not today.
Yeah. Did they have this? Do you think they had this going on with a whole bunch of other people though? Because all of those dogs couldn't have been hers. Like I could see if she has like some bulldogs or like even maybe a dozen or so. But
I do think it was like, some type of puppy mill situation. I think it was they were dog napping a lot type of thing going on. Yeah. It seemed bad. I think she was unconnected to the actual dog napping because again, we love Lady Alistair. We love our triple threat woman here goes to football games, dog shows, a haunted mansion, whatever. She does it all.
Why not? She does it all. She's a lovely lady. The people
stop her. Exactly. Yes. So anyways, back at the dog show, Elmo and Cromwell end up tying for first. I imagine it was, a Hogwarts house points situation where at the very last minute, because of heroic acts, Elmo gets a bunch of points and ties with Cromwell, and he gets his own little trophy that he's very proud of in the end. And that's the end.
That's the end. Amazing.
Thank you.
So I just still have so many questions about this competition. I imagine whoever was in second was probably pissed. Like second and third
just
place
like the House Cub.
So mad. Yeah. They were like, this isn't even fair. He's not even a purebred. Look at this thing. What is this thing?
Well, also relevant for Harry Potter.
All his tricks. Yes. Which, by the way, I literally just watched I watched Chamber of Secrets the other day ago, but I literally just watched Goblet of Fire last night.
Oh my God, our vision. Alexis.
Crazy, right? So it's like so fresh in my mind.
Wow, who are we? We're incredible.
I don't know. Two people who
serendipity, baby.
It's almost like we've known each other half of our lives.
I know, touche. You're right.
Wow, amazing. Great job. And
thank you.
You know what? I wholeheartedly approve of this being a Thanksgiving episode.
Thank you.
This is like super strong Thanksgiving themes with,
it happens
Dog
on
Fest
Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, as far as we're concerned.
Sake. Yes, exactly. So yes.
That's the only talk show all year is the one on Thanksgiving Day. But no, this is very appropriate. I agree. Because
thank you.
It's gonna get everybody excited to watch the dog show. I was gonna say the parade, but no,
watch the parade if you're not sleeping in, then watch the dog show, and then football, sprinkle in Bob's Burgers in between. We always watch that on Thanksgiving. And enjoy it. Adopt a dog on Thanksgiving. Who knows?
On Thanksgiving. Why not? Like, then you have someone to give the extra turkey bone to, clean it off and let them.
Exactly. So yes, welcome to our fall/Thanksgiving arc. And between now and next week, when Alexis will tell us her tale, who should our listeners and viewers tell about this show?
I hope we haven't done this. I don't know when it would have come up. So I think this week you should tell a dog trainer.
Oh, nice. I don't know if we've done that or not.
If we have, it was long enough ago that we forgot. Forgotten about it. So fair game. Nice. Tell a dog trainer. Who should they tell?
Mm-hmm. I think you should tell, if you don't have a dog, or if you do, you have to look outside your family if you have your own dog.
Yeah.
Tell the owner of your favorite dog. Whoever favorite dog is, whoever owns them, let them know. So,
Okay.
We love picking favorites on this show.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, are we talking about of your friends' dogs or social media dogs?
Any
dog.
It just can't be your own. I can't go to my husband and be like, listen to the show, because these are our children. We can't do that. Yeah, so outside of it.
Wow. So. People might ruin some friendships doing this.
Exactly.
Someone would be like, excuse me, I thought my dog was your favorite dog.
That's the true spirit of Thanksgiving, fighting within your family.
Exactly.
This is why it's a Thanksgiving episode.
Early. Yes.
Get started early. Perfect. Well, we will see y'all next week. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in to Saturday Morning Mysteries.
If you enjoyed this episode, please share, rate, review, leave us a like, and drop a comment. We post episodes every Saturday and bonus tune tangents whenever we feel like it. So please subscribe so you don't miss the shenanigans.
And if you want to follow us on YouTube, click the bell under the YouTube subscribe button to receive notifications when new videos are posted.
And if you want to subscribe to the podcast, we have no idea what you're listening to us on, so just hit the big subscribe button on whatever app you're using. We believe in you.
Give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at SatmornMist, all the abreves, and let us know if you have any episode or show requests by emailing SaturdayMorningMysteries@gmail.com.
Thanks to Jenna Kendall for the logo design and to Ava Sakiki for the music used during this week's episode.
See y'all groovy kids next week on Saturday Morning Mysteries.